Good morning. On behalf of the 2nd Mission Support Group, welcome to Barksdale Air Force Base and the 2nd Contracting Squadron Change of Command Ceremony. I am Technical Sergeant Randy McGinnis of the 2nd Contracting Squadron, and I will be your narrator for today's ceremony. First, some comments about military protocol and ceremony etiquette. During the ceremony, you will be given cues on when to stand and to be seated. During the playing of the national anthem, military members should stand at the position of attention and not render a salute. We invite our civilian guests to join us in honoring our nation by standing and placing their right hand over their heart. Additionally, all military personnel should stand at the position of attention during the presentation of the Meritorious Service Medal and the Change of Command ceremony. Finally, we request all electronic devices be turned off or set to the vibrate during the duration of this ceremony. Thank you. During today's ceremony, Colonel Sarah Ann Custer will transfer the command of the 2nd Contracting Squadron from Lieutenant Colonel Stephen R. Green, Jr. to Lieutenant Colonel Zella L. Mitchell. The change of command is an official, formal, and brief ceremony deeply rooted in military tradition. It is a visible means of handing the reins of command to the new commander. This ceremony is traditionally conducted in front of the members of the unit, which allows each person to observe the transfer of authority and responsibility to their new commander. As the squadron guidon is exchanged, it represents the responsibility and authority being transferred from one officer to another. The ceremony is simple and direct. Few words are spoken, but in those words, the responsibility of the mission and its personnel are transferred. The COVID-19 situation continues to present us with unique challenges. However, our goal to continue the change of command tradition while recognizing the geographical constraints of the world we are currently operating in. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is Colonel Sarah Ann Custer, Commander, Mission Support Group, and she is joined by her spouse, Mrs. Carla Jordan. We are honored to have many special guests in attendance. Please hold your applause until all our guests are recognized. The Commander, 2nd Bomb Wing, Colonel Michael Miller, and Lieutenant Colonel Green's family, his wife Tracy, their daughter Elizabeth, and their son Stephen, and his mother Ruth. We also welcome Lieutenant Colonel Mitchell's family via social media live stream. Lieutenant Colonel David Mitchell and their daughter Devin. Finally, we welcome all commanders, directors, squadron commanders, honorary commanders, chiefs, civic leaders, spouses, friends, and members of the 2nd Contracting Squadron, Team Barksdale, our community partners, and everyone joining us on Facebook Live. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem and the invocation by Chaplain Captain Zachary Kotsky. The 2nd Mission Support Group Chaplain, Captain Zachary J. Kautsky, will deliver the invocation.
Please join me in a moment of prayer or meditation. Almighty God, we thank you for your many blessings, especially our loved ones here present and those joining us in spirit today. Bless and strengthen Lieutenant Colonel Green, Lord. I know the 2nd Contracting Squadron joins me in thanking you for the gift he is, especially the joy and passion that he brings to any situation. We ask you to bless him in his most important job, as a husband to Tracy and father to Elizabeth and Stephen, and son to Ruth and Randy. As he moves upstairs to MSG, help him to remember that you always provide what we need. And Lord, as Lieutenant Colonel Mitchell takes command of 2nd Contracting Squadron, continue the good work you have begun in her at IG. Help her to be prudent in her stewardship of the contracting process. May she always be wise in caring for our most important resource, our airmen and their families. Bless her husband David and daughter Devin joining us today on live stream. And most of all, God Almighty, as we approach our Independence Day, we thank you for the great gift of our country. Bless and protect it, you who live and reign forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Kautsky. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the commander, the 2nd Mission Support Group, Colonel Sarah Ann Custer.
Good morning. Good morning to everybody. First of all, Ruth, we're so excited you could be here with us today. Sorry your husband wasn't able to travel. To Tracy, the kids, Colonel Miller, Monica, Chief Prince, my fellow group commanders, squadron commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, and especially the men and women of the 2nd Contracting Squadron. Today is a great day. We get to say thank you to the commander who left it all on the field while significantly impacting the entire base. The decoration we will soon hear will list the major feats Lieutenant Colonel Green led his team to accomplish. However, I'd like to take this time to talk about what stood out to me. Stephen, you really understood and embraced Colonel Miller's 3 priorities: mission, airmen, and families, and truly tackled what I asked, which was for you to own your own airspace. Everyone knows how important the contracting squadron is and is critical to the base. You have made a point to empower every single one of your airmen, civilian and military, to prioritize and get after the many challenges that are a constant threat here to the success of this mission. You, along with Tracy and the kids and your command team, took care of airmen and their families. The ways are many, but I will point out a few that are near and dear to my heart. Firstly, you did Warrior Month. Instead of just a Memorial Day, you did a Memorial Month. And as fellow airmen who served in combat, I know how important that was to you. And to watch your entire squadron, civilian and military, participate in rope marks, in PT push-up sessions, in memorializing those brethren and sisters who have sacrificed the ultimate in combat, really showed the warrior ethos that you have in your heart. That stood out to me so much that I knew you had to be a mission support group commander. And I just talked to your mom, by the way, let me just throw this in. And your mom said, I said, has Stephen always been like that? And he said, yeah, he was born to be in the military. He was the first kid up, he always made his bed, PT was always important. So you were born, I think, to be a mission support group commander. I started out by calling Steve's functionals and asking if they would release him to be the MSG deputy. By the way, the Cons Command is a 3-year command, and I was very worried that it might look like he didn't make his 3 years. but his reputation is so well known throughout the contracting community, they absolutely supported it, and they allowed me to pull you up to be my deputy. With your number 2 there, Marla, and your entire contracting team, I know it's going to be successful. Before I get to you, Major Mitchell, because I know you're going to do a great job. Janice, don't have a heart attack. I promise I'm not going to do a last salute. She's strangling me back there. But your guys wanted to wave to you one last time. Contracting Squadron, go ahead and give them your final wave. Okay, where's Janice? Don't kill me. But you guys really have, and you'll hear in the decoration, done some amazing feats. And Stephen, you were right there leading them all. Part of me is saddened that you don't get to do a 3rd year in command. Command is the ultimate, but I need you to help lead this group along with my replacement into the next 2 years, and you are the right person to do that. The other reason we are here today is to welcome the Mitchell family. Unfortunately, I know your husband and family weren't able to be here today, and you are keeping your well distance away from them as they recover. But we welcome you and the new pending baby, congratulations, into the contracting family. You will never have enough resources to do what we're going to ask you to do. So in the words of General Ray, just do the best you can with what you've got. And I've already seen you do that at the IG. I am expecting greatness from you. Now, let's get going so both of you can get back to work. No day off, Stephen.
Thank you, Colonel Custer. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Colonel Custer presents the Meritorious Service Medal to Lieutenant Colonel Green. Attention to orders. The citation to accompany the award of meritorious service to Lieutenant Colonel Stephen R. Green, Jr. Lieutenant Colonel Stephen R. Green, Jr. distinguished himself in performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 2nd Contracting Squadron, 2nd Mission Support Group, 2nd Bomb Wing, Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana. During this period, Colonel Green expertly led his team of contracting ninjas to perfectly manage a $192 million portfolio in support of 2 higher headquarters, 2 wings, and 32 mission partners. He enabled the execution of 1,350 contract actions supporting 35,000 people, 469 facilities, 22,000 acres, and 48 B-52s. Colonel Green orchestrated the contracting support for the Major Command's largest air show, ensuring the safety and security of over 108,000 visitors. Additionally, he drove many major quality of life improvements to include upgrades to the failing alert facility, installation of a new fitness center floor, renovations of the integrated operations center, security cameras for upgrades for the dorms, and renovations to the Team Barksdale renowned Buffs Event Center and Hoban Hall venues. Finally, his warrior leadership inspired his ninjas to mount a year-long effort resulting in $8.5 million of unfunded requirements lists being obliterated and cleared for the first time in 5 years. For these results and many more, the team was awarded the Global Strike Command's Contracting Innovation Team Award and contributed greatly to the 2nd Bomb Wing winning the Air Force Global Strike Command's Fairchild Trophy for the best bomb wing. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Green reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Thank you, Colonel Custer. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Lieutenant Colonel Green will now make some remarks.
up front, I'm going to be a few minutes longer probably than Colonel Custer, but it's kind of like that old song, it's hard to say goodbye. First of all, Colonel Miller, Monica, Colonel Warmwiller, Chief Prince, Colonel Custer, Carla, other group commanders, group chiefs, my fellow squadron commanders, friends and family, and of course the ninjas of the 2nd Contracting Squadron. Thank you all for being here today. First off, huge thanks to Lieutenant James, Senior Cowan, Sergeant McGinnis, and the 2nd Bomb Wing Protocol Office led by the legendary Miss Janice Jones, wherever she is, for making this ceremony so professional even during these difficult times. And thank you also to Chaplain Kotsky for that awesome invocation and for just being an awesome group chaplain. Thank you, brother. Colonel Miller, I want to thank you for setting the tone in this wing these past 2 years, for empowering myself, my fellow commanders, to actually get out and just lead and have fun with it. You were just a perfect example of that. I've had a blast in this gig, and due in no small part to your leadership and your example. Thank you, sir. Colonel Custer, I can't thank you enough for the leadership, mentorship, support, and every so often, like yanking my chain, that you've provided to myself and my squadron. You set such an incredible standard for all of the airmen of the MSG. Your unmatched warrior spirit, focus on the mission, and just how much of a champion of your people that you are is something that I will never forget, and something that the group, I'm sure, will benefit for years to come. You've made such a positive impact on me as an airman and a leader, and for those reasons and so many more, I just want to thank you, man. To my teammates, my fellow MSG commanders, thank you all for being here today. To Lydia, Ronnie, Chris and Chris, Todd, sometimes known as Chris, Jen, and Mickey, thank you. Thank you for your patience with me. Thank you for your leadership and your support along the way. Like Colonel Miller says, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and I for sure lucked out by falling into this job with such an amazing group of leaders, such an amazing group of human beings. Your support and advice throughout these 2 years were a huge key to any of the successes that myself and my squadron have had. And to the other commanders of this awesome wing that are here today, thank you for your leadership, your support, and for being a soundboard for me when I was a little bit lost in the sauce sometimes. So before I talk about my ninjas, I gotta say thank you to my family, Tracy, Elizabeth, SG3, and Mom. Mom, thank you for driving up. You all are my rock, my foundation, the best part of me. Tracy, thank you for being amazing. You've been such a positive influence on me, our family, and the squadron. Elizabeth, I'm so proud of you. Like, just watching you grow up and mature and achieve is just awe-inspiring. Stephen, hey, sit up straight. Thank you for making things fun, keeping things light, and for keeping me on my toes. And Mom, again, thank you for your love and support from afar. Thank you for driving up here today. We would normally have somebody to come give you presents, but you have them there already, so thank you. All right. The ninjas. They work in the shadows. Their function, their toil, not well understood. Their impacts to the mission, immeasurable. They are part lawyer, part financier, part program manager, and part mediator, and all warrior. Contract and certifications warrants takes the place of combat infantry badges and weapons school patches that attest then to their lethality. They prep the battle space with market research, 2579s, RFIs, acquisition strategy plans. They use RFPs, J&As, evaluations, and community reviews to infill to the target area and close on the objective. Then at the decisive point, they attack with 1449s, 42s, 44s, and SF-30s, overwhelming the target with specialized skill sets, negotiations as flanking maneuvers, customer education as their cover and move, reach back to KG, MSG, CPTS for their fire support. and then they finish it off with contracting officers' final decisions. They are a deciding factor on the battlefield. They are a Sun Tzu model specialized force. They are as water. They flank, they probe, they test, they innovate, they overcome, they win. They are shadow warriors. They are a proud and intrepid, cohesive fighting force. They are the ninjas of two cons. And me, this kid from the scrub pines of the Florida Panhandle, I've had the privilege, the distinct honor, and the sacred duty of meeting these ninjas for these past 2 years. They make up my squadron. They are my subordinates, but more importantly, the way that I've always thought of them, they're my teammates, my brothers, my sisters. In my 2 years as the commander of this bunch, I've observed their superior qualities that have made the squadron so effective, lethal, and cohesive. These qualities include determination, resilience, humility, trust, and love. The greatest of these factors is love. Love is the decisive factor, the magic of what makes two cons such a successful unit. Love of country, mission, and the man or woman to your left and right. It's not some sort of soft feeling, or does it imply that somehow two cons is some sort of a soft unit. I don't mean to imply that at all. On the contrary, our love for one another, the mission, and the country that we defend is an essential tenet to our strength, our combat effectiveness, our lethality, and our warrior ethos. We few, we happy few. Zella, you're getting an amazing group of warriors to lead. I have no doubts that they will surprise and amaze you every day with their ingenuity and drive as they did for me. I'm so jealous of the opportunity you have in front of you. If I could go back and do it again, I'd do it in a heartbeat, I'm confident that you will lead them well. Thank you for your service, taking up this banner, this burden of leadership, your outstanding leadership that you've already displayed in this wing, and the leadership that I know that you will undoubtedly bestow on this awesome squadron. So finally, as I look out at this band of ninjas, I'm filled with pride, love, and with a full heart. I know you will drive on and achieve even greater heights. I love you all. I will never forget you. And I will be watching you from afar, cheering you on. Continue to hold the line, keep the faith, and stay on the attack. Charlie Mike, thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Green. The men and women of the 2nd Contracting Squadron would also like to thank Ms. Tracy Green for her support and outstanding service to the squadron and Team Barksdale. We extend our best wishes to the Green family in their new adventures as the Deputy Commander of the 2nd Mission Support Group here at Barksdale. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command ceremony. The passing of the 2nd Contracting Squadron Guidon symbolizes the passing of authority for the mission, the personnel of the squadron, and from Lieutenant Colonel Green to Lieutenant Colonel Mitchell. The Guidon bearer is Senior Master Sergeant David Callan, Squadron Superintendent.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. The Department of the Air Force 2nd Mission Support Group, 2nd Bomb Wing, Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana. Special Order Number G X-Ray 013. Lieutenant Colonel Zella L. Mitchell assumes command of the 2nd Contracting Squadron from Lieutenant Colonel Stephen R. Green, Jr., effective 29 June 2020. Signed, Sarah Ann Custer, Colonel, United States Air Force Commander, 2nd Mission Support Group.
Center face.
present the commander, 2nd Contracting Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Zella L. Mitchell. Colonel Mitchell will now make a few remarks.
Good morning, Team Barksdale. First, I give thanks and praise to God for allowing me to be here today and for his favor that I am chosen to serve as the new commander of the 2nd Contracting Squadron. Colonel Miller, Colonel Weidmuller, Chief Prince, Colonel Custer, fellow group and squadron commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, honored guests, and the men and women of the 2nd Contracting Squadron. Thank you for attending this significant event. I would also like to acknowledge and thank everyone who wanted to be here but could not be here today but are watching live on YouTube. A big thank you for everyone who was responsible for putting this special event on without a hitch. Lieutenant James, Senior Master Sergeant Cowan, the 2nd Bone Wing Protocol staff, Chaplain Cropsey, for your words of encouragement, and thank you to Tech Sergeant McGinnis for being an outstanding narrator today. This is a very exciting day for me and my family. I am both humbled and honored to stand before you as the new commander of the 2nd Contracting Squadron. I would like to express my gratitude to those who made this opportunity possible. Colonel Miller, Colonel Custer, thank you both for your trust and confidence in me in leading a remarkable squadron. I won't let you down. Lieutenant Colonel Green, thank you for your leadership in handing me a strong and vibrant squadron. I am privileged to take command from a remarkable leader, and I thank you for successfully posturing the squadron for future success. I want you to know that I will continue to work hard to continue that success. I sincerely want to thank Ms. Tracy, Elizabeth, and Stephen. Thank you for your many sacrifices to the squadron and our nation. I wish you all the best on your next assignment to the 2nd Mission Support Group as the Deputy Commander. I look forward to working with you. There are so many people that contributed to me standing here today. To my family, my husband David, thank you for your love, your support, and always being my counsel and covering. To my beautiful daughter Devin, thank you for your strength and being my inspiration. Although you both could not be here today, I want to thank you in advance for your continued support and sacrifices, and I know you will tirelessly continue to provide this support to ensure my success as a commander. To my parents, Henry and Aurora Johnson, thank you for instilling in me great values and teaching me how to persevere and be resilient. To my in-loves, Isaac and Ethel Mitchell, my extended family and friends, thank you for your prayers and continued support. Because no one gets here alone, to my mentors, previous leadership, and those who served before me and alongside of me, thank you for inspiring me, believing in me, and preparing me to take on greater responsibilities. Finally, to the men and women of the 2nd Contracting Squadron, I stand before you today as the luckiest airman in the world. I'm so proud of your many accomplishments and look forward to meeting and serving each and every one of you. There is no better job to have, no better place to be, and no better time to be here. I'm sincerely proud to join this outstanding team and look forward to enhancing a culture of innovation and bold leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Mitchell. The men and women of the 2nd Contracting Squadron would like to welcome Lieutenant Colonel Mitchell and her husband, Lieutenant Colonel David Mitchell, and their daughter, Devin, to the 2nd Contracting Squadron family. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today's change of command ceremony. This concludes today's ceremony. Please stand for the playing of the Air Force song, the departure of the official party, families, and distinguished guests, and please remain standing in place until the official party and family have exited. We regret we will not be hosting a reception due to the Air Force guidelines, but join us in welcoming Lieutenant Colonel Mitchell and her family while observing social distancing rules as we depart. Thank you for attending today's change of command ceremony, and have a great Air Force Day.